It works. Okay. Greetings. It's Sunday. As you can see, new shelf, new shelf. Yeah, I'm shelving up, and there is another one in the back with supposed to be 504 DVD storage, which I will easily fill with all kinds of illustrious things like Elvira, Mistress of the Dead. Okay? Elvira's Haunted Hills, and Mac and Me. Yeah, everybody's like, oh, but why don't you show more of your DVDs? There is so much that nobody wants to see because nobody has not seen 15 different reviews of all the different versions of Big Trouble in Little China. Okay, and those are only two. I have three more: the metal edition and the special edition somewhere. Okay, or the 80s invasion of Mars. Ugh. Yeah, that's the weird one. Yeah, and all of this, and everybody has seen that, and yeah, nobody talks about George Lucas's stuff from the time before he was famous. You know, nobody talks about this anymore. Nobody wants to hear about it. Okay, but what everybody is talking about at the moment is video games and how much better video games nowadays are because people don't appreciate the bullshit, apparently, that the triple, quadruple, and 15,000A community is now farting out with the one or two games every single year that is passable to decent. Not great, not fundamentally mind-blowing like we had it back 20 years ago. No. We just have games that are maybe not shitty, okay? The perspective of gaming has come to such a weird place nowadays where everybody's like, hey, at least it's not Dustborn. Hey, at least, okay, it's not Concord. And like, that's not a good standing, okay? I mean, everybody talks about Baldur's Gate. Yeah, Baldur's Gate was good in the past as well, you know? I'm digging through my old collection stuff, and yeah, Baldur's Gate was back in the days a staple. Even forgotten things like for example one of the most disregarded adventure games like Hopkins FBI, which I didn't even know how this got here to Europe. God damn, this is bloody. I mean, it was and had weird ideas about soundtracks. Oh, we give you 15 seconds of a soundtrack because we couldn't license the full song. So you have this 15-second loop, or sometimes even 10-second loop of a clip that really drives you crazy. I don't know if this was supposed to be a thing, you know? And I was like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about when you criticize old people and their shitty games from back in the days. I mean, I have a reason why I don't like Peter Molyneux, okay? Because he was a lying bastard back in the days. I played this extensively, and this was one of his better things, okay? We actually have, and think about it, this was from, 98? 26 years ago, and you have already a strategy game with deformable terrain. There were multiple ones, inclusive a Warzone 2100, if somebody remembers those, where you have terrain that is destructible and you have a kind of sort of 3D thing. In the earliest days, looks back now on all those games, like, man, they weren't that good. They were generational, breaking the norms. You can go back to stuff like Crysis, or actually, Crysis is a good example because people are at the moment sharing constantly old video game footage of Crysis, Red Faction and stuff with the structural environment that is leaps and bounds ahead of what we have nowadays. Oh, because physical. Remember that they sold, just like they did in the in the late 90s, early 2000s, acceleration cards with around 99, 3DFX and Voodoo graphic acceleration cards that you have to separately plug in, and then later on, after GeForce took over, and everybody was more like, okay, we now integrate this into our graphics card. Then there was the next step with the whole physics cards that are literally a blip on the radar for some. When you we just do particle effects. Oh, particle effects everywhere. And that's an extra card that cost you a fortune. And then they just integrated one chip on the graphics card and that's it, and then it disappeared. It was so quick it wasn't even funny anymore. But we already had this, and games nowadays couldn't even do that, because you can comparison the old Crysis games where you mow a whole forest down with a Gatling gun, while the smoke from that destruction gets reflected and traces rays from the sun through the leaves of the forest correctly into the forest. And you're standing in a whole destruction field where you mow everything down. Nowadays you shoot the smallest trees and they don't even move. You barely see an impact. And then like, oh, look at the graphics. Oh, photorealistic textures. But nothing feels alive. Everything feels static. I mean, I was a big sucker for games that are basically strategy based. That's why I played Leviathan. It was one of the most simplest games ever. Man, oh man. The Logic Factory. Holy shit. Woof. Simple, easy strategy game with a weird concept about floating aliens. Like kind of jellyfish, squid kind of game. Where you can have floating islands kind of. There was also a floating island game later back when you had Project Nomad. No, the Nomad Project, that was it called. Where you have floating islands where you inhabit a floating island and then you go on adventures with airships and stuff. But then can add certain things to your little floating island, like a better engine to move around and stuff. Or when this is destroyed. Holy fuck! I think this is complete, but oh man, Joe Wood production, Spellforce. These are the same makers that did the Silent Run stuff and Equinox, the underground U-boat adventure series, and those really dogfighty U-boat post-apocalypse stuff. In the same engine with that, it's basically a completely forgotten version of Diablo, basically. Oh yeah. Oh, you haven't played The Good Faith. No, I played Elite Force. Also, decent game. No, notice Activision, when they did good games, what a treat. Infogrames, Kingpin. We recently got a remake that nobody liked. Why? Why are you making a remake that takes all the edge off a game that was basically known for only to have an edge? Oh, bad. It has all the swear words and all the graphical gore, even though the graphics were very low even for its release. It's insane actually. This was actually before they had a decency to get, and we got this here in Austria, and in Germany had some problems, even though it's a German release. Weird actually. Extraction games. Holy fuck. Oh, also, hey, do you like Stargate? Why don't you play Outcast? A game in a voxel engine, a flight simulator engine from the 90s. Where you play a guy who gets zapped into another world. Yeah, it's an isekai basically for the younger crowd nowadays. And you fight aliens to find out the mystery, what did go wrong. Also got multiple iterations of remakes. Modders were involved basically from day one. Then they tried to make a second one that died sadly. Which is really sad, but here, oh, you haven't played the games. You don't know what you're talking about. It's always the same. The same goes here. Sacrifice from Shiny Entertainment. Hey, the guy that made Messiah, that game that never really functioned. But everybody was blown away by the graphical thing, that a graphics engine basically is as good as your PC is. The graphics are as good as you can afford it for your system. So basically a scaled down version. So it scales down proportionately to your capacity of your PC. And then use this in this strategy game. Was weird as fuck. But also fun as fuck. I never got the LAN function to go correctly. But hey, you basically play one dude. Man, I'm dusty. Ugh. Yeah, this stuff is dusty as fuck. I have to clean it all up before I set it up in the shelves. A god splits up in 4 different godlike figurines or figures. Chanel, the death god. Then there was oh man, I only remember that guy for some reason. No, there was Jim, literally Earthworm Jim as a god, because it's a worm that is called Jim. And you basically play around between those 4 godlike figures on islands to take over the territories for that specific god and basically get attributes from one of them. So basically you fight for one, get bonuses from this one, but get hated from the other ones. That's ideas. That's ideas that nobody had since then. Oh man, hey, I loved a lot of strategy games and shooting games. Sorry. Tando. That's basically a... Oh man. Ionics, man. It was one of the earliest 3D strategy games. That thing destroyed 2 of my PCs back in the days. I ran through 2 of them to get this thing to run decently. And as soon as you got a decent army going, it's basically game over. You're watching a Dia show. And just wait until everything is over. Oh yeah, the original Alien vs Predator. I mean, what's the first one? I don't even think it's the first one. I mean, when Fox and Rebellion, okay, did stuff. Man, the back has also not really that. Has seen better days, man. Yeah, some of the stuff I didn't storage very well. I'm not a collector of that sort, okay, that could afford high temperature and very pristine storage. Okay, I was traveling a lot. Damn. Yeah, then, here. 3DFX, man, those were the days. Some people will cry when they think about it. Oh man. Also, decent game. Not very much liked, but people liked it. Oh, and then also, that one that... Ooh, this is dusty. Even promoted as the original US version. With the keychain. I still have the keychain somewhere, even. Deus Ex. I mean, do I have to say anything about Deus Ex? This was a landmark in gaming back in the days. Unreal Engine. You could play the whole game without killing even one. Just trick people to kill themselves. It's sometimes fun to be evil. And then go the good route, the pacifist route. Haha. Yeah. And countless memes and fun. And for some reason I still have my Thunderdome box, which was not a game, it was a collector's thing for a hardcore techno studio for ID&T. It has all those audio clips in it, plus a t-shirt, plus a VHS tape, plus an energy drink. This was the earliest days, the best of 100 man. Ah, yeah, ID&T, yeah. Man, those were the days. I don't even know. It has to work. The t-shirt I no longer have. I wore this until it falls apart. I was so obsessed with this thing. I mean, nowadays you can basically just buy prop stuff, okay? But those were the days when stuff like this was rare, okay? Games came and stuff in general came with some extra things, okay? And this was not a special edition always. It was just a edition. This was not a special edition. This was a box that came this way. This was how you would buy the game in a normal CD case okay, which was in there, plus a booklet, plus some extras, plus a keychain. This was not a special, unique edition. This was just the box. Everything came in boxes. Man, the storage was horrible. That's why I have all of those here basically folded up because I ran out of storage. Because Star Siege, I mean, it even comes with the with tribes. Man, this is dusty. Holy fuck. I mean, Half-Life Generations. I still have the orange box and all the other things laying around. I basically dig myself through all the places I have stored things over the last 20 years. Barely. Trying to preserve what I could. Requiem is also a game. You can get this on Steam still. Requiem is one of those shooter games where basically you play an angel coming to Earth to prevent evil. It was such a big hype for half a year until it came out and then it disappeared. Everybody's like, and this is 3DO. Okay? How many things do you remember of 3DO besides this game? It has relief printing even. There was not much in the box as far as I remember. Yeah, back in the days of Ubisoft. Man. I remember also playing this, just like Sin, S-I-N, Sin, the game, where you basically play against an evil doctor with huge tits. Man, Alexis Sinclair was a crush of mine, even though she was evil. Oh man. Oh yeah, original Homeworld. Anybody? Then the last one was a shit show. Also Sense of Arrakis. What was that? Oh, you want to play Homeworld. Homeworld is something in space. No, you play on a desert. With shitty mechanics. Of course I played the original Diablo. Not just a little. Man, this is also falling apart. Like I said, man. MechWarrior 3. I mean, who remembers Incubation? Hey, the most I remember of this game was the box art on the back with a hot chick. The rest was ugly polygon graphics on a chessboard. It was turn-based strategy in terms of X and XCOM. Okay? Very basic, very PlayStation-y of its time. Then. Blue Bytes made that one. The same goes for Battle Isle. Battle Isle was more of the RTS side, but yeah. Who remembers when art looked like this on box covers? No, gender ambiguity. Of course I have Unreal Tournament. Not once. I have them multiple times. Okay? This thing got ripped apart more than just once. Holy shit. Back when Epic was a name that you can be proud of to have. I mean, this was LAN Party galore. This was LAN Party gold back then. X Beyond. For all the pilots out there. THQ. God, how far they have fallen. And of course the Tribes thing. Tribes 2 and then Tribes Vengeance, if somebody remembers. With an actual good story in a Tribes universe. Oh yeah, Drakan. You play as a girl revenging her village and finding her brother. On a dragon, because you have soul bonded with a dragon. Yeah, and you have basically ground and flight based combat that everybody kind of liked, and most only had this game because it came with the GeForce 2 as an extra. Remember when graphics cards put games to them just to basically promote their sales? Yeah, Nvidia was scummy like that. Oh yeah, Trespassers. Oh yeah, when Jurassic Park did the 15 million games that actually, also known, this one, as the hand and boob simulator. Because you had free control of your hand. and your health meter was on your chest. Man, I'm dusty. And you had a heart on your boob. That shows how much damage you could take. Also, a staple of, it wasn't a good game, but it pushed graphical things to an extreme, because oh my, hey, there was an extra level that you can enter with cheat codes where they had just levels that you can select, where you can play around with the physics in the engine, pushing up giant pillars, testing the water engine and stuff, and people mostly did that. Plus, I think someone used this constantly for a while as a benchmark for graphical fidelity. Oh man. Well. X Beyond the Frontier. This was the expansion. Was it the expansion? The official expansion for X Beyond, yeah. Remember expansion packs and add-ons? When a game did very, very well, and then a year or a year and a half, 2 years later, they got you expansions for a fraction of the original price of the games with an extra storylines, extra maps and stuff, and a lot of goodies on the game, like Cataclysm. Remember Homeworld Cataclysm was a standalone game, yes, but it was more or less an add-on after Homeworld was a success. Before Homeworld 2, I guess, when I remember it correctly, where you basically fight zombie spaceships. I repeat, you fighting zombie spaceships. One of the last games I played that with the Sierra Interactive, man, I miss this company. Yeah, Relic Entertainment. You, man, this I think. Woof. I mean, I don't know how many hours. So much fun to figure out basic strategies how to beat the game better. Barking Dog Studios. Where are they now? Where are they now? You know, and this is nothing. This is just the games that survived all the catastrophes in my life. I still have so much more in store. This is just one corner I just dug up while I was digging up the CDs, and I stumbled across this little treasure pile. Okay? And I played those games extensively. And then people that are not even played one game in conclusion wanna tell me, oh no, you cannot tell me about good games. You are not there. You didn't touch it. I have not to taste shit, to see or smell it and know that it is shit. When I smell shit, I don't gonna go there and eat it. You can do that if you want. Hey, I'm not holding you back. Not for me though, okay? Because everybody's like, oh, the next year, 2025. So many good games, and only the bad fans will suffer because they don't want to play the good games that are now pushed back into next year because this year they cannot afford to. We all know that I'm talking about the Assassin's Creed thing, you know. And we're pushing it back under. You know, we're telling you something that is an obvious lie, but the normies will eat it because they don't care if it's the truth. Like, just looking at all the games I played here on my desktop on the side. Besides Metro Exodus, besides stuff like Half-Life Black Mesa, Cyberpunk, 6 different versions of Warhammer 40k, Darkest Squad, Space Hulks, Borderlands, pretty much everything for Borderlands, even. And I tried to play New Tales of the Borderland, which I don't even understand how people not bring this game up in comparison to Dustborn. Because this was basically Dustborn before there was Dustborn. This is such a spit and kick in the face to everybody who likes Borderlands. The New Tales of the Borderlands is not only the ugliest, not even looking like a Borderlands game. The story is atrocious. I tried to make videos out of it at one point and like, oh, no, thank you very much. I cannot do it. It's just me screaming like ass from heel versus babyface inconceivably, and it wouldn't even be funny because nobody would understand me anyways, because I'm completely forgetting my language then. It's insane. I mean, those are games that are most of them that I have my old real life physical form collection don't even have on my Steam collection, because either they are not there or I never bothered to buy them because I already have them. And those are only the box versions, because there is a whole generation of games that are no longer came in boxes but in DVD emeralds. which I also have hundreds over the years. I'm still confused how I got through life, how I spent so many hours working at the same time I was gaming. I don't get it. Maybe that explains my physical appearance nowadays. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I have ever slept during my teenage and younger adult years. Because all I remember is gaming and work. But apparently I don't know what good games are. Even though I played them. I played good games, I played bad games, I played mediocre games, I played boring games, I played scary games. But apparently when I say, man, this looks like shit, you don't know what you're talking about. By people that played maybe one game in their life to completion. Because it's all people that buy a game or, sailing the high seas. Because most of the people that are complaining about that people are criticizing games now are the same people that visit the high seas the most. Because that would also explain why games who are so critical and praised that all those little voices screaming into nothingness. If those people would actually buy and play those games would make money. Why are not making money with these games? You don't make money. That means, by definition, nobody is wanting this game. Or at least those people who want this game don't buy it because they either have no money or don't care enough. And then always the explanation, only on this side of the internet. When the biggest site, the biggest place to be in gaming, which is Steam, already shows you, no, not many people play this game. Not many people bought this game. When this is the biggest place, is this a good indicator that your game is not good? When you then point at another place that doesn't show your actual numbers. Or we don't tell you, it's great, but we don't tell you how much. It's great, but we don't tell you how much we sold or how much are playing. But it's good, trust us. It's insane. And those people, those defenders are completely, it takes years to weed all this out. I get it, yes. But hey, it now looks like at least it goes in the right direction, or at least in a not as shitty direction. So yeah, that's my weekend. And we'll dust all those things off. I have no idea where I put them first for a while. Probably in this shelf here, because this is supposed to be my sorting and filtering shelf. Supposed to be. So probably the best ones will go up there. The rest one cleaned and back into a more safer place in storage probably. Because I cannot put everything in here, because then I would have the same problem I had in the beginning, where I cannot even live in these rooms anymore, because I probably can completely fill this space here, even though it's half of the house, besides downstairs, would be completely filled to the roof with stuff, because I have 5 different storage places alone just for the stuff that I newly added outside of the house. And I'm like, yeah, a lot of stuff can happen, and I still don't know, how did I save money to make my renovation? I don't know. I don't know. Everybody was complaining about my whole life how much I waste money, but still I could completely not only get a house, also completely gut the house, then rebuild the house, paying not only contractors but also the material for it. It took some time, and still have a absurd collection of not really cheap stuff, which I always it's shit, but it's not shit, it's stuff, okay? But most people don't even remember nowadays. And it's basically worthless. It's throwaway money for most people nowadays. And still are not broke. How did I get here? How? I don't know. But I am here. Not wiser, not smarter, not in better health, but hey, but old. And can now reminisce of things that have passed. On that level, I will enjoy the rest of the Sunday, I guess. Maybe gaming something. I have enough. I don't need new stuff. I can play the old stuff more than just a little bit. In that regard, cheers and see you around.